Hello and welcome to episode 35, so close to 100, of Birdcore.
Welcome to Birdcore. Sorry, I'm so nervous.
One more time.
Madame, je peux aller aux toilettes.
I piss my bed all the time.
You're pissing right now.
Have you been hitting the cream?
This was in the Bible.
My flesh prison needs more inmates.
You're being sold for $14.
Now I might be accidentally baptized next week. Stupid.
I will inflict you on the sentence. I will inflict on you this... Sorry, I can't read.
Do you recognize that song?
Yeah, that's my song.
Yeah, finally. I feel like there's been so many episodes where I've been like, that song that you hear at the beginning, it's Alex Mick, it's Alex Mick. And now you're finally here in the flesh. That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
I've heard that song many times.
And you took it off Spotify.
Yeah.
For those of you who are watching the podcast, welcome to the 35th episode of Birdcore, but the first that we have shot in 0.5. Typically, we do it in one. I don't even know what the unit number would be called, but this is in 0.5. And if you listen to last week's episode, you did hear me tease this week because last week I had Logan McMullen, who's actually in the room right now.
Yep.
Logan, let's hear a shout. Yeah, that's Logan. Logan's in the room, and actually my brother here is also in the room. Charlie, let's hear a little shout. Yeah, okay, they're both shouting. When we played the little stinger intro at the beginning, I saw Charlie kind of look up because he was like, wait, they just got quiet after they said hello, welcome to the episode. That's why we have the headphones, because there's stuff playing on the soundboard. The more you know.
True.
And this week, I'm really, really glad and lucky to be joined by a good friend of mine and the brother of last week's guest. Welcome to the show, Alex McMullen, or do you prefer Alex Mick or what?
Whatever feels good.
I know you as Alex McMullen.
That's my OG.
Yeah, so Alex is a musician, and I have known Alex since I was 2 years old. He was at my 4th birthday party when I soiled my pants.
I don't even remember.
Trust me, I do. But yeah, Alex, you had been wanting to... We'd been like speaking about you coming on the podcast for quite some time, but it never worked because I am in Toronto, and I don't like to do virtual, so...
I think virtual just kind of kills the... Like being in the room, I've had such an effect on the conversation. And if you do anything... Yo, I'm clip farming right now. No, being in the room, it just adds an element that like I wouldn't even want to do. I think you just get so much more comfortable with people when you're face to face with them, because the Zoom is almost like it's like a defense mechanism. Like you can always hop off the Zoom or whatever. But when you're in a room, you're like you're vulnerable with people, and you're just like you're yourself. And then eventually, I feel like the conversation just gets way more fluid and natural. It doesn't feel so. I don't know. Zoom's helpful, but it's way better in person.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a big part of why I wanted to make sure that while I was in Montreal, I brought my stuff so I could actually have you on.
Yeah, I'm stoked. I was really excited when you asked.
Good. I'm glad. And I'm really happy that we're here in your studio doing this as well.
Yeah, this is actually at my grandmother's house right now. I had a studio at my apartment downtown, and then my roommate wanted to move in with his girlfriend in September or so, and I just figured I'll move home for the winter and save some money, and then hopefully move back in the spring when it's more fun to be downtown. So I'm actually, my grandmother, have the fortune of being in a pretty big house with a bunch of empty rooms. So yeah, this is the setup right now.
Is it easy to save money when you have this much or this many musical instruments though? I feel like this stuff probably adds up.
Believe it or not, they kind of hold their value. I don't usually buy new items. Like I try to buy things that are used, because you're getting the same thing. It's not like a car. If you're buying a car, it depreciates. Guitars, if anything, people love old stuff for some reason. It's just got a character to it. It's the weirdest thing with music. It's just like music is so nuanced, and like old instruments are cool suddenly, and new things aren't as interesting. And I don't know. So I go for used stuff, and then yeah, once you buy something used, usually it's like that's the price for the rest of its existence, as long as you take care of it. And if anything, sometimes depending on what you buy, it ends up growing in value. Like these two things, like these are from this. I guess this is probably from the late 70s, and this is from the early 80s.
And they're both considered keyboards, right?
Yeah. This is I would say, yeah, it's a piano.
Rhodes. You could tell it's old because the white keys are starting to look sweaty.
They're like going green. Yeah, this is a piano, I guess you can say. It's a Fender Rhodes. And then this is a synthesizer. This is a Juno 106. And these are from different eras. So this is from the 80s, probably the late 80s, I'd imagine. And this, I think, is from the late 70s. But the thing with this stuff is because they're discontinued, I mean, I guess Rhodes is making their own new one right now, but for the most part, they are no longer in production. So they kind of have been growing slowly in value as time goes on, which is kind of fun about music. I wouldn't say it's like a great investment opportunity in general, unless you're like buying a crazy load of instruments. But if there's a little reassurance in buying something expensive, knowing that you can kind of sell it eventually and get the same return on what you bought it for originally.
Yeah, you can't flip it for an extra $100,000.
I mean, you never know. Sometimes, like, especially now, there's a lot of people where their grandparents are unfortunately passing away that were musicians in the 60s and 70s and bought these guitars. Like some of these will buy like a electric guitar, like a Fender electric guitar for like $200 back in the mid 60s.
And how much does they go for now?
Oh, like some of them go for, like if you're buying like a 60s Fender guitar today, and if like, let's say the family member didn't know the value, I mean, people are pretty well informed now, so it'd be hard to find deals like that all the time. But I mean, if you're not really caring or thinking or looking at the actual like market value of these things, some of them are like 25, 30 grand.
Dude, that can be
like a $400 guitar back in the 60s.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
One thing about your music, I guess, like upbringing, because you're fully self-taught.
Yeah.
Like all these guitars, all these instruments that you play. How many instruments would you say you can play, by the way?
I mean, I would say guitar is like the only instrument I can play, like I would say well, to the point where like I feel like I can hold my own, like just in general. But I mean, for recording stuff, like the piano I can play if I just sort of rehearse the parts. And I kind of learn the parts as I go, and like in my head I have an idea of what I want to play, and then I just take the time to learn it, and then the muscle memory kind of goes, and then eventually you're kind of like learning as you go. But I wouldn't say, like, if someone was like, yo, do you want to play piano on stage with me? I would say probably find someone else to do that, because I'm not that great as a musician on stage with the piano. But I mean, like, I would like to play drums more. I think drums is like the most fun instrument ever, especially if you get like the groove going. I would love to, so I don't know. I would say guitar mainly, and vocals as well. I don't love singing, to be honest, that much, but it's just like I write music, so I kind of have no choice.
Yeah.
But yeah, guitar is like my main thing.
And that was the first one that you learned when you were, what, 14 or 15?
Yeah, I think I was 15.
What piqued your interest to say one day, I want to pick up the guitar and learn how to play?
Yeah, so I had a high school project where we had to write an article on a song that inspired social change. And I wasn't really, to be honest, I listened to mostly like rap growing up. I listened to like a lot of Drake and like Drake and Akon. Like just like,
Okay.
And Eminem, tons of those guys. Like the old, like the 2000s. Well, I guess Drake's probably like early 2010s, but the 2000s hip hop people, that was kind of my thing. Oh, and then also like Billy Talent and Green Day and like heavy, well, not really heavy, but like a little more like punky stuff. And then we had to do a song that inspires social change. And I didn't really know, I wasn't really into it that way. So I did a little research, and I found this song called Waiting on the World to Change by John Mayer. And I was like, oh, my dad listens to this guy a lot in the house. And I always thought he was some old geezer. Like I was like, oh, this guy must be in like his 50s making music or something like that. All love to John Mayer. But
John Mayer, if you're listening.
Anyways, and then so I did a little research into this song, and one of the parts was you had to find a live performance of the song where they kind of talk about the meaning behind the song. And I had found this live performance from New York at this place called the Beacon Theater, and he was just talking about the song was about war, and he was talking about whatever. He was just talking about the meaning behind it. Anyways, and I was like, oh, this is like really cool, the guitar playing. I was like, I've never really seen it like this in this way. I always kind of associated guitar playing with like dad rock, even though I guess you could probably say John Mayer could fit into dad rock now if you wanted to. I don't know.
If your dad was playing it, then.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, but I thought it was really cool. And I was like, I would love to learn some stuff like this. And so one day my mom and my grandmother split an acoustic guitar for me for like Christmas or something. And then I just never stopped. I was playing like 4, 5, 6 hours a day for like good 3, 4, 5 years, to the point where I had to do other things a little bit. diversify my portfolio of life, but just went all the time playing. And then eventually I really wanted to make beats. And so I think I was in CJEP when I started, like, I got a computer. Well, I had a computer, but I got like the software for making music and just started doing my thing on there, bought a few instruments, and then got into, you know, a bunch of artists like that were into that thing, like Tom Misch and all those guys. And then, I just kept going. And eventually I always felt like for instance, iFlow, the intro.
Yeah.
That was just this beat that I made with a few of my buddies. And then I always felt like it just felt like it was missing something. I was like, oh, I feel like there's more to this. And it was ultimately just like vocals on this. Like, it was missing the story to the beat. It felt empty. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to try to sing on this. And then, it just sort of never stopped. And it's been a lot of fun. I don't want to say it's defined me, but it's just become a real source of joy.
Well, that's like the most important part, I think, as a creative, making things that are creative. It has to be joyful, or else you're gonna feel like it's a chore.
Yeah, it's very easy for it to start feeling like a chore if you care about it a lot. I think for a while, for me, I'd say in the last like year or so, it's kind of felt like a chore sometimes, and I've had to stop. I stopped for like a few months just to reset the thing and like figure out why you enjoy doing something creative in the first place. Especially music, it's such a different art form than other ones. It's so tied to your identity, music, versus like photography can feel a little bit more just like the photo behind it. Like, you're just embracing the photo, or maybe filmmaking, it's more about the film in itself and not necessarily this link to like identity as much. With music, it's because you're kind of expressing yourself directly on the songs, and there's so much more. I feel for music can feel so visceral, like emotionally, that when you're listening to a great song, it like makes you feel some type of way. And it's easy for us I completely lost my train of thought, actually.
That's okay.
What did I even say?
Turn that into a song.
It's easy to get okay, that's where I was going.
Train of thoughts
back?
It's
back.
Okay.
It's very easy to get like exceptionally insecure because it's just you, and like it's the facilities that you have and what you're doing, and also it's kind of people are sneaking into your world, I guess, even though it's not really. The lyrics aren't always like real. It's just kind of like you're a songwriter, so you're writing stories, you know, and if you write a good story, it connects. But I think people assume like every time you write a song that it's real, that all of it is like so real.
Inspired by like true events.
Like, it's like, yeah, this is exactly what happened.
But sometimes you just think of something.
Sometimes it's just like the song feels good like that, and you're like, okay, I can buy into this idea. It's about like, how well can I buy into this idea of what I just wrote? And then if you're like, oh, like this is like a really cool way of explaining this very simple theme, which is like heartbreak or whatever, or like anxiety or whatever you might explain it. I love this angle that this person took from that. And then it's easy for people to like ultimately assume like this is exactly what happened. But the reality is that you're just trying to write a good song. And then sometimes the craziest idea that's never happened to you, but it just kind of like flowed out of your mouth when you were singing this thing, when you were writing it, just sticks, and it's like this cool thing. And it doesn't mean that it was real though for you.
And how do you figure out how to like tell that story or that idea or whatever it is that comes to you? How do you kind of find your style as a musician and find your way of expressing that?
I think I got really hung up on finding a style and making that like a thing you have to do. Like you have to think hard and find a style. But I think that ultimately the more you give up trying to find a style and just sort of be you, that's where your style is. So it's almost like you don't really have control over what your style is. If you try to control your style, it just becomes disingenuous, in my opinion. It's like anything. Like this podcast, for instance, has a style. Like there's a bunch of podcasts, you know, but ultimately, if we just do it the way that we want right now, that's our style. We're not really thinking about trying to emulate anything. We're just doing our style. And so it's the same, I think, fundamentals with music. The less you try to emulate something, the less you try the more you're just you. Like if you're just not thinking, like passively making something, like that's your style, in my opinion. And I think that's when like your strongest music comes out, when it's just like uniquely you. It's not like there's no ulterior motives in what you're making. You're just like, boom, I just made this thing. Didn't think a lot about it, just made it. There's your style.
Yeah.
That's
And
you.
You actually do, you more than once you've told me, like when I'm putting out content and whatnot, is to continue just to be like authentically me in that content.
Yeah.
Because then that's when the best work will come out, I think.
Well, I think there's a lot of musicians I've seen. Not that I have like all the wisdom in the world, but I think that my perspective has changed on it. That it's easy to notice now for me, like musicians that aren't being like genuinely themselves, and it's like it feels just not authentic. And I think over time I've become really attracted to authenticity in the music that I consume, and stuff that feels just like it's them. Like that's just like, to me, that's impressive. If you can be like through all this noise of the world and all this comparing and social media and all this stuff and TikTok and, you know, all these things that just grab our attention and people are always looking for attention. If you, at the end of the day, can like go back to what you do and just still be you without caring about what someone else is thinking, I'm like, that is a skill in itself to be able to do that. Because it's just, and that goes along, that's what like, that's how art goes a long way. And that's how you can keep creating without burning out, is that you essentially you just have a way easier time making music all the time because you're not overthinking it and you can just do it longer, and then you're even more yourself as time goes. So that's sort of the way I look at it.
Do you think like, sorry, I hope this isn't too like question answer.
I mean, we could do a bit of this and then.
Yeah, we could. Well, we drink our Keurig coffee.
Yo, we brewed a coffee.
Oh yeah.
Like a big
carafe.
I didn't even know that was a word until like 3 months ago. Big carafe, like a pot of coffee. And you can't see into the pot of coffee. It's in tin. And we drove it all the way from my house to here. And we poured coffees and it was just water. Like we just brewed water.
Just hot water. And then at your house, the coffee machine was like smoking and your mom was like, what's going on with the coffee machine? And you said, oh, it's just...
That's horrible.
Yeah, but I don't think it was because all the coffee was just in there burning.
I wonder where the coffee went.
Oh, it's probably still there.
You think
Burnt
so?
to a crisp. Yeah, I don't know. How many coffees are you hammering a day?
Just 2, usually. One in the morning. Yeah. I don't know. I find like once I have more than 2 coffees, I'm in like tweak mode.
Does it help you creating music though? If you're tweaking, wouldn't tweaking help with the process because you're so locked in?
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes I just want to drink a coffee and just watch TV and just be fired up off coffee, enjoying a TV show.
That's fair.
Other times I just drink coffee and I just sit in here and do nothing. Other times I drink coffee and you just fire out a song.
That's true.
So you never know. I have no strategic plan behind that.
Were you caffeinated when you saw Lindsey Vohn's crash this morning?
No, I was really tired and I saw it on my TikTok this morning in bed. Yeah, she cooked her leg.
I gotta feel.
I gotta respect her for going and doing that, especially at her age. Not that she's like very old, but just from an athlete's perspective. And then to like literally tear your ACL last week and then race again is actually like madness. But then it kind of sucks. It would have been so sick if she won the whole thing. Like if she got a gold medal, like that would have been aura farming.
She wouldn't have been able to like walk up to the podium though, I don't think.
Yeah, they'd have to like stretch her up to the podium.
Yeah, because the ACL is such an interesting ligament where it's like you can fully rupture it and tear it, which as if you're a longtime listener to this show, you know that's a goal of mine. You can fully blow out your knee, but then still walk and like you don't even need crutches and whatnot.
Yeah.
And you can ski too, apparently.
That's always been a confusing one to me because like everybody's like, yo, I just tore my ACL. And I'm like, oh my God, are you okay? Like, yeah, I just ran a half marathon like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so what's wrong? Like, what the hell is ACL then? Why does everybody get so up in arms about ACL tear?
We'll
like, you're telling me you can like tear an ACL and then play 18 holes after? Like walk 18 holes? The fudge?
Apparently.
Sorry, I don't know. We got children watching this show.
No, not really. I don't think... I'm still trying to figure out what my audience is and who my audience is. I kind of want to segue this. Watch how I Dwayne Wade alley-oop to LeBron this question. I don't know who my audience is exactly because, for example, Logan's episode got 80 views on YouTube. 40 of those could be strangers. I don't know. Or 40 could be Logan just playing it on loop from different emails and YouTube accounts.
Guy
or maybe
just loves his own voice, man.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Logan's the most humble guy I've ever met.
Logan, actually, yeah, these two on the couch are both very humble. Like last week,
they keep us in check.
Charlie fully did a video for the government, like because he was talking about trade school and like how that was his path and like how each person's path can be unique to them. So Charlie was Charlie was literally on this panel for the Quebec government talking about his journey. And he didn't tell anybody, bro. If that was me or if that was my dad doing that, the whole world would know about it.
Charlie's just doing the full thing in French. He's like, ah ben, tu sais, dans matin, je prends un 2-2 à Tim Hortons, puis je prends mon BS, tu sais, c'est les jeudis, bro, genre Tim Hortons, un gros café.
Ouais, puis Friday, là.
Je suis au job site, man. Fait comme genre 15 minutes de travail chaque jour, bro. Bois des cafés, man. Tu sais, BS type shit.
C'est quoi BS?
It's like...
Bagel
What is
steamy?
BS in French? It's like EI. It's like French person EI.
Jack Wallace will fact check us.
Yeah.
He's our fact checker.
Is he down under right now?
I think he's in BC right now, but he's going to New Zealand.
I
next.
thought he was down under.
No, it might be down in a bit.
Down under.
But bro, this is how I want to segue this because I lost my train of thought. It's like right now the ball is still up in the air before LeBron dunks it for the alley-oop.
It's still in the air, dude.
Oh, probably. Riddle me this. Also, this chair's making so many noises back here.
It's okay, man.
I saw something online where it was a person who was saying the content that you make, whatever it might be, the art that you make, most people have the intrinsic thought to make that because they want like their friends to listen to it.
Yeah.
But in reality, I guess that's a good first audience to have when you're starting up, but you kind of want your art to find its own audience and you want the people to kind of gravitate towards it. Not just your friends who have an expectation to be like, oh, dude, I love this. This was great. You know, like share it on my story. But when you're making really meaningful art and genuine art to you, you want it to like kind of create its own path and for the right people to hop on as it's going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you find that you see that with your music?
Oh, totally. I think it's so easy to, because putting out music, like I said before, is super vulnerable in itself. And, you know, so it's easy to start going to your friends and be like, what do you think? What do you think of this? Blah, 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 blah. And ultimately, like, they all have different tastes. And you can't rely on their opinion too much because they aren't, your friends aren't really your audience. As an artist, like if you're making your own thing, like I said, if you're doing your own thing and you're making something that feels like it's you, there's people out there that would really like what you do. So, and you got to trust that process. Like you can't start making it for a subset. Like you can't, that's it. Like you can't control who you target. It's not like music's different from like a marketing. Music's different than like a product or a store in what way, where you're marketing to a certain demographic or you're trying to market to a certain demographic. You kind of just have to find your people through that. And then, I mean, ultimately it eventually buckets into something like from a wide angle lens. It ends up bucketing into a specific demographic. But ultimately there are people out there that will like what you do. And like, for instance, when I put out this song called The Way She Knows, I didn't really know like what my audience was. And then as I was promoting it and as it was doing really well, I started to learn a lot about like what the actual audience was. And then I never would have thought of it that way. I mean, I could kind of assume like it was going to be a specific audience, but I started to notice like Australia was really into what I was doing because it was kind of surfy type music. A lot of people's interests was like forerunners and camping.
Okay.
And like I could have assumed that sort of, but like ultimately I didn't know necessarily. But that was just through the power of posting on social media. Those types of people just find this content based on what their interests are. So yeah, you definitely just make your own thing, and then your people are out there. Don't make music for your friends unless they ask you to make a beat specifically for them.
That's true. That's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And your music had been put on random Spotify playlists too, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's that feeling like when you see someone reshare your song? Like recently, The Way She Knows was in a hockey edit that I saw.
Oh, yeah. That was like a year old too. I hadn't noticed
And you
that.
didn't
I
notice?
hadn't noticed that Instagram had like a sounds feature where you can see the reels that were made the song, and I was just going through. I was like, "Yo,"
Because that song has a few 100,000 plays now on Spotify.
yeah. I couldn't even when I first started making music. I was like, my goal was, I was like, I want to make music. Obviously, I would love to have a few people listen to it and like just naturally, like actually enjoy that, and that was it. And then it ended up doing really well for my standards. And yeah, it's on like a bunch of Spotify playlists. And when I go look at it, it's cool. You can just go through and see all the different playlists, and you can also see like where your music lives next to with other artists and whatever, and the titles of the playlists. And I don't know, it's a good feeling for sure. It's cool. I don't know. You just never would have thought that people would connect with songs and message you about like that it helped them through a breakup, or like they moved across the country and they were playing it in their car, and all these random things like that. Like I'm just an average person that's just making music at home, and like it's amazing that people connect with a song. Like it's weird how that works. Like it's serving a more of a purpose than like what the song actually was in the first place, like for their own lives. And yeah, it's kind of cool.
Do you feel like an average person just making music at home when you're up on stage performing?
Oh, I don't really like performing that much. I mean, it's fun. I like performing. I like the performing in the sense of like, I love it when like me and my band, we play well together. Like that's the best feeling ever. I like that. That's to me like the most important thing, but I don't like going on. I think like performing to me feels like only more of like a requirement for the music. Like I wouldn't want to make music and not be going on stage. Like I don't want to be limited by that, because I think that's a huge part of being an artist, is like putting on a show and having people go home and enjoy their night out. So I try to be better for that reason, but I don't like love going on stage really. Like it makes me pretty anxious, to be honest. I prefer just being alone or with some friends in a room and just making something cool and then hopefully putting that out. But going on stage is kind of freaky.
You have done quite a few shows though.
Yeah.
Which I feel bad. I haven't been to any because it's never one of
you don't live here.
Yeah.
We did Kingston one time, which was fun.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
I wasn't there, but I remember that you did it.
Yeah.
And can't remember why I didn't come.
It's okay. It's kind of far from Toronto.
It's halfway,
still 3 hours, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But do you find that you mentioned earlier you don't love the singing aspect of it? Do you think that also plays into why you might not like performing? Because when you're here at the studio, you can do another take and you can re-record and you can touch up the audio and you can...
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. I think sometimes when you're making music like in a studio, you can really like fine tune it to sound the way you want, like especially like if it's the drums or whatever, like anything. And then when you're on the stage with a band, it's sometimes hard to translate what you just did in the studio to be like matching what you did on what's on stage. So that part makes me uncomfortable because I'm like, oh, I just feel like it doesn't have the same effect as like the studio version. So that part is tough. Singing for sure. Like I'm not somebody that's like I'm not a vocalist first and whatever. And so sometimes, I'm just not feeling it. And I don't like that part about it either. Maybe one day it'll be more fun.
Sometimes I find that your voice sounds like John Mayer. I honestly hear. I don't know, Logan. I don't know if you.
Do you find?
Also, do you find that sometimes when, like, I'll hear some of Alex's songs and it sounds
like earlier stuff or newer stuff?
Newer stuff.
Really?
Yeah. What'd you say, Logan? Repeat it back. Yeah. So what Logan said was you typically will subconsciously emulate the people that you idolize. So, for example, Alex will idolize John Mayer and then starting to sound like him.
I think when you first start out, you have to be inspired by somebody or music in general, and your first instinct is going to be probably to make something that's similar to the people you're inspired by, and then eventually you just kind of find your own thing. So I think probably there's definitely tons of influence there. Hopefully every new song that I put out is more and more me, which I think is great.
When you start to find your style.
That's it. It's just me. It's me.
I need to do a sound effect, dude. I hadn't done any sound effects yet.
Sound effect.
Just waiting us to run out.
This is me on stage. And then I'm like freaking out in my head though while they're doing that.
And then you're like,
literally.
Yeah.
What the?
No, that's pretty much it.
Alex, you had mentioned that you had some talking points that you wanted to discuss.
I knew I was gonna say.
I was gonna put you on the spot.
Well, I was gonna say I was gonna talk about Lindsey Vonn.
We
already talked about that, but
we can honestly talk about whatever you want to talk about. I feel like sometimes when I get on this, there's such like a wall that's put up because we have the headphones on, we have the microphones, we're being recorded. It's like, it starts to feel like,
it's definitely more
like we're in a different like zone.
Yeah, it definitely can stress you out a bit for sure with the camera.
But I also am able to edit anything and I can make it look much more smooth.
Chat clip that. Oh,
I am chat.
Yo, I have
bro.
a friend that lives in Toronto. I was telling you yesterday.
Which friend? Or do you want a name drop? Or
Yeah, he lives in like the north of Toronto.
like North York?
Nah, like like I think it is
Thornhill, Richmond Hill,
No, it's called
Midtown.
probably close to you. I want to know if you know him.
I wonder if he's a listener.
Okay, he lives at
You better say his address.
he lives at Bridle Path,
Oh, is your friend?
and he lives on Park Lane. That's my boy.
Is your friend Drake?
Yeah.
Oh, was that what you were saying in the chat yesterday? Were you trying to basically say that
I was saying, I was texting him yesterday. I said, "Yo, my boy lives at Bridle Path,"
Did you realize how sarcastic Ryan was being though?
and he was like, "Is it Drake?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
No, but Ryan was like, he was like, "Yo, bro, wait, are you serious?" But he was being sarcastic.
I know he was.
Okay, sometimes Ryan is
I know
only
he
sarcastic,
was.
and
I
you
know
can
he
never
was.
tell.
I was listening to "Hold On, We're Going Home" on the way home yesterday
Naturally.
from downtown, and
Yeah.
it was. I was like, "This is a fire song."
You know, he put $1 million on the Patriots to win tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
I wish I had that type of bread.
Bro, just keep putting up music. Who knows?
I don't know.
But Drake, I feel like when he bets, the opposite always happens. Like he put money on Jake Paul against Anthony Joshua, and then Anthony Joshua won. So he put $1 million. It's the Drake curse. Put $1 million on the Patriots, and Seahawks are probably going to win. And by the time this is out, we will know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, a few episodes back, Sham said that she wanted a Seahawks and Patriots Super Bowl, and that's what
I
happened.
haven't watched a football game in full in like a decade.
Damn.
Actually, I guess I've seen the Super Bowl last year in full.
Are you excited for Bad Bunny's performance tonight?
Yeah, honestly, I don't really listen to Bad Bunny, but my boys do. And it's honestly a vibe. I have no idea what he's saying half the time,
Yeah.
but he seems like a cool cat. So I'm down, honestly.
He won a few Grammys.
I know, I saw
2 or
that.
3. Did you watch the Grammys? Did you
no,
watch all
I
of them?
didn't. I was, where the heck was I? I forget where I was, but I was not watching the Grammys.
Sorry, go on.
No, I don't remember what I was going to say.
What do you make of the Grammys? Do you think that it is like an authentic representation of the music industry?
No.
How come?
I don't know. It's just like, it would be cool to get a Grammy. Like, that would be sick. Like, yo, I got a Grammy. But I don't think, like, you should get upset that you're not at the Grammys. I think.
As a musician?
Yeah, it's just because it's not very, like, it's a little bit, well, I mean, it's just an opinion on somebody's music. It's not, like, actually true to if the music's, like, there's so much great music that's not going to be, like, Grammy-type music. But it's, like, it's a cool event. Like I don't know. Like it's entertainment. Like I enjoy the entertainment of watching the Grammys. It's cool. It's like, it would be amazing to win a Grammy for artists. But I don't think it should be a requisite thing as an artist that you need to win a Grammy.
Yeah,
I
and if you don't, you're like bad.
But it's cool to be acknowledged by that. But it's important, I guess, to remember that like that's not a verdict on your like worth as a musician if you get a Grammy or not.
Yeah. Kind of like how there are also good filmmakers who've just never won an Oscar, or good actors. Like Timmy has never won an Oscar, but you're not going to say he's a bad actor.
Who's Timmy?
Chalamet. Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet.
We're tight. Like he calls me Sammy, I call him Timmy. It's just his thing we got.
My boy went to the same high school as Timmy Chalamet.
Where? In New York?
I think it's in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn?
Or
Did he
maybe
go
it's
to
in New
Tisch?
York. I don't know.
Tisch School of the Arts?
Oh, yeah. He went to an art school.
Yeah.
He did.
Doesn't surprise me. He's been acting for a while. Oh, my microphone.
Yeah. He's cool. I don't know. I've never seen, I don't think I've ever seen a Timothy Chalamet movie.
Have
What
you seen
movie?
Interstellar?
Yeah, I saw Interstellar.
There you
But
go.
it was a small role in Interstellar.
Yeah, I'm about to sneeze.
Who's your favorite actor?
Whoa! Bless you. Thank you. My favorite actor? I really like Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy.
I also like
Timothée Chalamet?
Timothée Chalamet. I like Matthew McConaughey. I'm just going to name the whole cast of Interstellar.
Okay.
No, there's got to be one I really like. Who's an actor I really like? Oh, Will Ferrell, I'd say. If I
Ferrell's
could have
so funny, man.
if I could have a career similar to Will Ferrell's, that's my goal. Are we still recording, Charlie? Is it still going?
We're still good. Inshallah.
So, no, you'd say mashallah.
Mashallah? What does mashallah mean?
Well, I was explaining this to my mother last night. Inshallah means like, I hope this happens. Oh man, imagine if I get fact checked. Inshallah means like, I hope this happens. And then mashallah means like, oh great, this happened. So for example, like tonight for like Ali's birthday cake dinner tonight is going to be like so good. Like, inshallah, it's like delicious.
Inshallah.
And then we have a bite and it's delicious.
Mashallah.
Mashallah. It's so good.
Dude, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Are you going to ask me who my favorite actor is?
Oh, that wasn't one of my questions, bro. Yeah, who's your favorite actor?
Who's my favorite actor? That's actually a good question. I asked you to ask me a question. I didn't even know the answer to it.
Yeah.
My favorite actor.
What's up with this mic stand, brother?
You got to twist it at the bottom.
At the bottom?
No, like
This bottom?
no. There's that handle. That handle rotates.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good.
Non-musicians, am I right?
Well,
Podcasters.
I haven't dealt with the mic stand, dude. Actually, sorry. Answer the question, then I'm going to tell
I
you.
can't remember what I was going.
Your favorite actor?
Yeah, no. I was more like I can't remember who my favorite actor is.
Why'd you tell me to ask you the question?
I don't know. I felt left out. My favorite actor. Well, let me think of my favorite. I think my favorite actor is Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah. Did you watch one?
That guy is such a good actor. I was watching this YouTube video where this guy made this video comparing like amateur actor, like never acted before, try acting, to amateur actor, to pro actor, to like Hollywood actor, or like more like Oscar winning actors type thing. And it really like seals in just how good these people are at acting. And I think that acting is so cool because it's like, I feel like acting is like all about being in flow and just like literally not thinking and just like acting like but you're not like, it's not like you, how do you even frame this? I think it's as soon as you forget that you're acting, that's when you're doing good acting, in my opinion.
Hold up. As soon as you forget you're
like
acting,
if it's not on your mind that like this is acting and you're like, you feel like you're like
you are that person
experiencing what's actually happening, and you like, and then you have to, after the scene, you're like, whoa, like that felt like so real. I feel like that's when you're acting at your best.
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't know. I've never acted before.
We've done TikToks. You've acted.
Oh yeah, we've done TikToks.
Come on, bro. That's a real deal.
But anyways, so back to this video. It's just insane how good Leonardo DiCaprio is at acting. Anyways, my favorite movie is probably Inception. My second favorite movie,
Happy Feet.
Happy Feet's really good. Cars is such a good movie. Okay. Imagine you put the craft on top of the car, and the car's like, and the craft just got brewed, and the car's like, ah, and it's like, stop, and you're like, oh my god, and then suddenly your car's talking like cars. Or like, imagine your car like hits a deer or something like that, and your car's like, oh,
And then has to live with that guilt.
and it's like, and then, yeah, you now your car's in therapy. Your car's at a car therapist, and it's like, it's like, yeah, like I just felt like I had no control. Like my driver was just driving me, and like I just smoked this deer in front of its kids, and like I feel like I can't. How am I supposed to continue on like this? Like, and then the car's like, dude, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. And it's like Goodwill Hunting. Like, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. And the car's like crying engine oil after.
Goodwill Driving.
Yeah, Goodwill Driving, and the car's just crying engine oil. It's like. And then the therapist is like, let me top you up. Let me top you up. It poured more engine oil it pours more engine oil into the car because it ran out of engine oil because it was crying so much. And then your car's like finally back from like rehab or whatever. And you drive it, and it's just like super sensitive car for the rest. And it's low-key like speed capped at like 50 kilometers an hour after, because it's had just such a traumatic experience.
Dude, this is the kind of thing that I would clip.
Yeah.
Because it's a funny moment on the show, like on the show. This kind of thing I clip, I put on TikTok, and the first comment is someone like,
yo, let's start a podcast.
bro, we gotta start a podcast.
Okay, this is also what I was thinking about. I was thinking about like the barrier to starting a podcast is just the person commenting, bro, we should start a podcast.
Yeah.
Also, everybody that has a podcast one time said, bro, we should start a podcast. So like, that doesn't make any sense
It's
anymore.
not even wrong. It's like,
just make the podcast. Like, this is fun. Like, we're having more fun than you might be having scrolling Instagram right now. Like,
Yeah.
This is fun. So we're going to do it.
last week, Logan and I were mid-conversation about, we had the very philosophical question of, is our brain, how did you word it? You were like, all these memes and all these thoughts that we have that are just in our brain, like 6, 7, like all these different memes, if those weren't in our brain,
like how world hunger would be solved.
Literally.
If we weren't consuming if we weren't consuming the stuff we consume on short form content and like the memes and just the garbage that we laugh about every day, world hunger would be solved.
Probably because people would just be wiser. But I basically clipped that because was a good thought. And someone commented, bro, we got to start a podcast. But that's literally an example of these memes that are in people's brain.
And you know what's the crazy part about it? Sorry for interrupting you.
No, it's okay. I got 2 fists.
Pause that thought.
At one of y'all.
The crazy part is like, I feel like what he said last week was factually true. And it's like almost like it's a good thing to keep in mind, right? Like think about how much great stuff you can do if you just weren't on your phone all day consuming garbage.
It's crazy.
Like think about I was watching it was a Harvard video, I think. And it was a psychologist talking about how boredom can like actually make you do like fantastic things. And we just cannot tolerate being bored anymore. I can't either. Nobody can anymore. We just can't sit still. Like we can't, there's no, like the beauty in boredom is like no longer beautiful for people. Damn, that was deep.
I'm going to clip that. And then someone will say, we're going to start a podcast.
And think about if we were just bored for a second, think about how many great things you can do. If you just let your brain think about what it could do.
I know he's cooking because he's looking in the camera.
And basically what I'm trying to say.
He knows I'm going to clip this.
Is that this person that commented was naive to the fact that there was good wisdom being told to them. So if you comment, bro, we should start a podcast, it's just flying over your head. Because if it wasn't for that podcast, you wouldn't learn all these new things that was taught last week in the podcast. Does that make any sense? Does that make any sense?
I'm hitting the clap sound
Did
effect.
that make sense? Here, let me recap.
Okay.
The argument, bro, let's start a podcast. Hold on, I got to think here.
It's okay. Let it breathe, bro. Let it breathe.
No, I'm looking like a goofball right now. Let me think.
It's okay. Our live audience here is paying attention to us.
Let me think here.
Charlie, have you eaten today? Yeah, you had a sandwich. Cool. Okay, good. Got to feed my brother.
I think it's like the pressure of the camera. And the fact that it's recorded is stopping me from being free-flowing right now.
I could also just cut it out.
No. You are going to cut this. Well, you're gonna just clip it. Once I have my thought, let me get my thought.
Okay.
No, I know there's no pressure. I'm just trying to get my thought right. Okay. I will argue the comment in saying this right now. When someone says, bro, let's start a podcast. The argument to someone is saying, bro, let's start a podcast. Okay, no.
Cook.
I'm cooking. I'm trying to cook. I'm trying to cook.
Cook. Logan, can you take a BTS pick?
Let's start a podcast.
Cook.
Let's start a podcast. Okay.
Oh, he got it.
What if nobody had been thinking? Okay, like let's say this thought that, there's so many memes that are consumed and how many good things could happen if our brains were actually put to like good use rather than just consuming memes content.
I'm following.
Maybe nobody was really aware of that thought, right? Like the mass population wasn't really like buying into that idea. So when someone says, oh, bro, like let's start a podcast, like that's not actually true because we actually like the value we just contributed to society with that thought warranted the podcast. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm followed.
Does that make sense, Logan?
I'm caught up.
I feel like I'm getting way too deep about it, but anyway.
That's fine, dude. That's what this is for. This is like...
Okay, you're going to have to edit that to make that make sense.
Do you want me to cut out all the times where you tried to restart it? Or do you want me to...
You can work with what? You can figure out something that works.
I'll figure it out.
Okay.
This is going to come out Tuesday because I'm not...
Tuesday, man, you're on a tight schedule.
I have a 6-hour train ride ahead of me tomorrow.
It's true, you got mad time to edit this.
Yeah.
Only do the podcast if the content that you're doing in the podcast you feel can be helpful for the next person that's watching it, which argues the bro, let's start a podcast, because who says what we say can't be helpful for somebody? you know, then that makes it useful. That makes the podcast useful. Only start a podcast if you feel like it's going to be useful for somebody. Don't start a podcast just because you want podcast clout. That's what I'm saying. Start a podcast with intention. So Sam, I want you to think on that. What is your intention with the podcast?
Oh man. My intention with this podcast, when I first started, I just wanted to start a podcast in school because I really liked just like talking on a microphone and talking to people. And I listened to a lot of Theo Von.
You're
answering the question for me.
I think that your dad was a very successful radio host in Montreal. Like everybody in Montreal knows who your dad is. And I think part of you thought that was really cool growing up. Mm-hmm. And that you would love to do the same thing as well. To some degree.
Yeah.
Under the same umbrella. Anyways, you can continue your thought.
Well, that's definitely a part of it. And it was at a time where I was listening to a lot of Theo Von, and he would do episodes alone where it was just hilarious. And I was like, man, I'd love to do that. But he was basically doing like an hour of stand-up just on a podcast. And then he would have guests on, and I was like, wow, these are interesting conversations he's having with people. I'd love to do something like that. So that's what I started doing at school. I started my show at school, and I had guests on every week. And it was really cool to learn about these guests, put out these episodes and see what listeners can learn about these guests. And then it developed into something that I wanted to consistently do because I don't really know anybody in my circle who is doing this kind of thing. And I like that it kind of made me unique in that sense. And I think it's respectable. Like I'm at 35 episodes. Like that's not a really easy thing to do.
I think that people don't do 35 episodes because they want just a quick payoff with a viral podcast, you know?
Yeah.
I think you love doing it.
I do. And I've told people before, I think I've said this 3 episodes in a row now, where I'd rather have 100 episodes out than have 100 views.
Totally agree. And I think that you can't ever argue with passion. Like if someone enjoys something, then it really doesn't matter what someone else thinks. Mm-hmm. Because ultimately, if they have an opinion about it, they just don't understand. They have something going on in their life that's making them want to hate on somebody else. Or they're just behind a keyboard and they want to be rude to somebody. Again, because probably something going on in their life that's bothering them.
Yeah. And they scroll and they forget about it 10 minutes later.
Yeah.
If even.
Yeah, I agree.
You tired, Chippy Chew? Charlie's had 3 coffees and a monster this morning.
You need an Adderall.
Charlie needs a Vyvanse.
That'll get you going.
I used to take Vyvanse before my shifts at the restaurant.
Really?
Yeah.
Would you just lock in? I bet you would.
I'd lock in like crazy, bro. Me and one of the busboys, he was like, I've never washed dishes this cleanly.
That's so funny.
Yeah, but I probably shouldn't have done that.
Listen, you live and you learn.
And I learned.
You live and you learn.
Alex, we're almost at an hour here, and I usually cap these at about an hour. So
okay.
Unless there are any talking points that you wanted to touch on, I do have a question that I always ask one of my guests.
Any talking points I want to touch on?
What's on your mind? What do you want to get out into the world?
Man, I don't know.
I want the people to know. When are you making more music?
Oh, I have 2 songs coming out in like 2.5 weeks, maybe. Just under 3 weeks. I have 2 songs coming out, part of an EP, actually. But I've already put out 3 of the EP songs. So it's kind of like, it's not so much like here's an EP. It's more just like, this is the end of a chapter of a certain amount of music and it's going into a little project.
How does that differ from an album?
An EP?
Yeah.
An EP is just basically an album, but just a shorter amount of songs.
What does EP stand for?
I think it's extended play.
Okay.
I'm going to double check because I actually don't know the answer.
Or I could just Google it. But I cut you off.
No, it's okay.
All right, yeah.
EP.
Lindsey Vonn undergoes surgery after fracturing her leg.
Oh my God. So she broke her leg.
That's crazy.
So she tears her ACL, then breaks her leg.
Oh,
that's like the gods being like, don't ski.
That's crazy.
That's like the gods being like, don't ski, bro.
I wonder what part of her leg she fractured. Fracturing her left leg.
Damn, tough. EP's extended play.
Okay,
so I was
you
right. It's just a shorter album. It's like usually 3 to 5 songs, maybe 6 if you're feeling ambitious. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing. And then hopefully one day I put out an album, but it's a lot of work to put out an album. And I just don't think I haven't found what the album would be looking like yet.
And you don't really want to force it, right?
No. Because album is like a first album. That's important to me. Do I have any more? We put these acoustic panels on the window because it was way too bright in here.
We would have been crazy backlit.
And then Sam had the genius idea of putting these on there. And
there's a spider in the ceiling.
Is there actually? Yeah. We're going to let him hang out there. I'm a firm advocate of let the spiders live. Let them live. Let them. The let them theory, but for spiders. Sometimes I'm in bed and I'm like half asleep and I'll see a spider like in the corner of the room and I'm like, you can stay the night.
Yeah.
And I just fall asleep.
Do your thing, little bro. And then you wake up and there's spider eggs like in your eyelids.
Nah, but like I feel like instead of being like so much hate in my heart for them, if I like advocate love, then we're just a harmonious family living in the house. And I think ultimately I'm going to be safer when I interact with the spiders because they're like, oh, he good. He tight.
He going to let it. Hey, everybody down to room 2. He letting us stay.
Yeah. Build some infrastructure in my house for them. Little highways down the hallway for them.
Yep.
You know, little community.
This episode of Birdcore is sponsored by spiders. Let the spiders live.
Let them live, man.
Spiders, we appreciate you supporting the pod and we will always support you and let you live.
For real.
But Sham, dude, also shout out staff producer Sham. She's in Toronto.
Sam and Sham.
Yeah.
Kind of fire. What do you think their kid's name's going to be?
Ham. Bam?
Sham, Sam, and Ham.
Bam Bird. Fam. Just H.
Yeah. Just H.
Do you have another sponsor for the show you'd like to shout out? And take into account it has to be a company that doesn't
I want to sponsor Little Italy.
You want to sponsor Little Italy?
Because yesterday... Sorry.
You want Little Italy to sponsor?
I just wanted to say that Little Italy is sponsoring this because yesterday I was at a studio in Little Italy and we made this song and then we called it From Jersey Shore to Sicily to Little Italy. And it's just got a vibe to it.
How did it go?
I can't remember. I'm going to listen to it later. Actually, yeah, I'm going to listen to it later.
We could play it too here if you want.
Nah, that's that unreleased.
I kind of want to play some of your music, but I also think I'll get a 3rd copyright strike.
Nah, you good, bro.
And then I'm cooked.
Yeah.
Let me just try. Let me see if it does play. I've had so many issues with this thing before.
Okay.
Let's play some Alex Mick.
I'm really hungry.
We could eat. Bro, it's not. Is it?
That works. I heard that.
Feel it, babe, 'cause you think I feel it. Don't you wanna know what's in store? 'Cause I'm always looking for something more, but you act like I'm another thing. Bruh. You cut me off without a warning. I think I could love you through and through.
Type
Is it disrespectful to play the fart sound effect and the bruh sound effect in the middle of your song?
Nah.
Okay, good. I think we actually will get a copyright strike.
Okay, we can cut that out if you want.
I mean, I won't cut it. But
the copyright strike goes to me.
But yeah, here's my thing. Can I uncopyright it if the artist is right here and he's like, yeah, I give you permission?
I guess you're gonna have to I'd probably have to give some written consent to that.
Bro, I ain't doing all that,
dude. So.
Unless you a zombie, Alex. Yeah. Every week I ask my guest what their core of the week is because this is bird
core.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because this is Birdcore after all. So it could be a core belief, it could be a core value, it could be an apple core, it could be a core thought you've been having, it could be a core saying that you've been saying recently. It could be a core dream or a nightmare that keeps repeating itself and you wake up shivering, covered in sweat. So a core blank. What is your core of the week?
I hate those dreams when you're falling from a 40,000 story building in your dream.
40,000
and you're just
building?
And you're sleeping. You're then you're then you hit the ground. And you're like, oh my God. And you're awake in your bed. And then I'm just like, that's crazy. But that's not my core.
Okay,
that was just
your core of the week.
You were just talking about dreams.
That's just
My core of the week,
40,000 story building.
That'd be a really tall building. 40,000 story building.
Planes don't fly 40,000 feet high.
I wonder if a cruising altitude of a plane is higher than a 40,000. No, there's no way. A 40,000 story building.
Because
actually, I don't know.
No, because planes fly at like 35,000 feet.
Yeah, okay. I need to figure this out before we continue.
But okay, well, you look that up because planes fly at 35,000 feet. So think about 40,000 foot.
Yeah, there's no way.
40,000 stories.
Way taller. It'd probably be like 100,000. No, like
how many feet is a story?
Wait. Like a story is probably like at least 10 feet.
Yeah.
Probably even more. It's probably like 15 feet a story.
So 400,000.
Charlie, how tall would a story be?
Oh yeah, you know.
Like in a building.
In a building, yeah. Think on it. 10, 12 feet.
Okay, yeah. Sometimes.
But you could be completely right, though, bro.
I'm just guessing.
So,
Like a ceiling.
yeah.
Like 8 feet.
8 feet. Ceiling, okay. So let's say 10. Between 8 and 12, let's average it out at 10. So 10 times 40,000, 400,000 feet in the air. That is space at that point, is it not?
That was goofy on my behalf.
That's okay. We still don't even know what your core of the week is, by the way.
My core of the week or my core of life?
The week.
I know I'm saying it's both. It gets both, I think.
Oh, okay.
Just do things with intention. You know? Just do things the way that you value, you know? Don't get all worried about people thinking stuff. Don't do things because your mama just want you to do it that way.
True. Like do the dishes.
Do the dishes. Whatever you go about in life, just do it because you enjoy it. You know? I mean, obviously we got to get that bread.
True.
It's important to get that bread.
True.
But if you can get that bread doing the thing you like, A1.
True. A1 steak sauce.
So good.
I think my core of the week.
This episode is sponsored by A1 Steak Sauce.
No, it ain't, bro. No, it ain't. No. Can't be. My core of the week is Bub's core. Because Bub's 18th birthday.
Happy birthday.
Shout out Bubs. 18 today. I remember when she was 0, man.
When she was offline. Now she online. What age do you think you come online? I think it's like 4 years old. 3.5.
What do you mean come online? Like get an account?
Like, you know how like a baby, like, you know how like the baby, like it's alive, right?
Oh, like when
but it's
develops
low,
a
it's just like it has no conscience of its own. It's kind of just like, it's just on autopilot.
Oh, I'd say 2.
Two?
Like late
Yeah, probably
2s. Late 2s. Late 2s is when you're like, give me cereal. Google Gaga PS5.
Google Gaga PS5 Grand Theft Auto.
Alex McMullen, thank you so much for being here today. I'm
Thanks
glad we
me,
finally
Sam.
did this. This is going to be
Appreciate
a crazy edit.
You think so?
No, I'm just going to have to go in and tweak certain things. And I'll have to boost the audio when Logan and Charlie were talking.
Yeah, that gonna be all right.
You know what? I'm going to scrap this one. No, I'm just playing. Any final thoughts you want to say, Alex?
No, that's it.
All right. How about use your musical intention to throw us out on the beat here?
What the hell? What the hell? Oh my God, no way.
Thank you for tuning in.